Hi, I'm Ian Titherley. I'm not a linguist and I'm pretty bad at learning languages. So welcome to my new YouTube channel, The Language Man, where we're going to explore languages, especially the Russian language and other languages. I found learning a language extremely difficult. And when I was learning Russian, one of the things that helped me, and this is one of the things I'm going to share on this channel, is that each day I would take a word and I would learn it at night. So one of the most common words in the language, and the next day I would wake up, and if I could remember that word, then I could remember it, forever, hopefully forever. And this approach is something that I therefore wanted to pass on to the viewers of this channel. Each day I will, or as many days as really I can be bothered doing it, but we'll try each day. I will pick out a common word, and we'll start with Russian because that's the language that I've learned, not perfectly, but quite well. And we'll pick out a word, and we will try to memorize that at night and remember it in the morning. And I'll tell you an interesting anecdote, or maybe an uninteresting anecdote, who knows, about that word, or some little story around it. One of the comments that I get about this is that this is a long-term commitment, and learning a language is a long-term commitment. There's these very smart people who are good at languages, who can learn languages very quickly and learn a number of languages. You have polyglot. But for the rest of us, my approach was to slowly but surely build up the vocabulary. And this is a supplemental course really to your main learning course. So you're going to your classes, you're learning the language every day, you're picking up different words, but to allow you to really understand things a bit more quickly, and you really don't need too many words. I mean, they say if you know about 4,000 words in the language, you're going to be able to understand a lot of it. So being able to understand means that you can already start to watch films, television programs, maybe read some magazines, and you already start getting into the language. Whereas if you just start learning the grammar, it's good to learn grammar, very technical, but it's very hard, at least it was for me as a non-linguist, to try and crack a language, to try and get into it when you don't really feel you can understand any of it. So this approach really worked for me, and hopefully will work for you. Now I'm just giving you a sample selection of words that you can use, but obviously you can pick your own words. It's best to pick commonly used words, of course, but you can select whatever words you want and learn them. And this does apply to other languages as well. We're going to start with Russian because I have learned Russian, so I'm able to explain some of the words and add some anecdotes. But it will work for other languages, of course, as well. Another common question or comment that I get when I tell people about this approach, they say, well, why don't you learn 10 words a night, 15 words a night, 20 words a night? Well, I tried that, and I tried 10. And the problem was that the next day I would remember half of those 10, and probably I'd get the meanings all mixed up, so, which wouldn't be very helpful, and would end up just understanding a lot of gobbledygook, and it's not very useful. When you're in class, or you're learning from your app, or however you're learning your language, you're going to be picking up a lot of other words. So it's not a case of when you're learning your language, you're literally only going to learn one word a day. But this is kind of a supplemental word that allows you over time, over the course of a year, you can get 365 words, maybe 366 on a leap year. And you, along with your other courses, build up a kind of common vocabulary which allows you really to extend your understanding, and it actually does accelerate your learning. At least it did for me, which is why I wanted to bring this approach and this channel to YouTube. So before we get to today's word, please, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. subscribe, ring the bell icon. If you don't like the video, subscribe, ring the bell icon. And I always think that the subscription is really a bit like being in Russia, in the Soviet Union, at the end of the Soviet Union. You know, subscribing is a bit like joining a queue. You don't really know what you're going to get, but you join it anyway, just in the hope that you get something quite good out of it. The notification is kind of like you moving along the queue and maybe sort of picking up something, which hopefully you'll like. So please do like and subscribe the channel. It really does help me out. And today's word of the day is Привет, which means hi. I picked it because, well, it seemed like an appropriate one at the start of the course. So, Привет, 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 привет. Of course, if you're in a formal setting, you'd want to say something like Здравствуйте, which is very nice if you're meeting some formal people, perhaps Putin. But if you're not, if you're just meeting your friends, then you say Привет, привет, and that's, you know, it's. I don't have a whole lot of an anecdote around this. I mean, I say hi to a lot of people, a lot of the day, or during a lot of days. But it is a very useful word, good one to learn to start with, and therefore we've started with Привет. If I haven't said it before, like, subscribe, ring that little bell thing, and we'll be looking forward to many, many more words of the day. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.